Affectionately known as gentle giants, Maremma Sheepdogs originated in Italy, where their primary job was to guard flocks against wolves, bears, and wild dogs. Their name is derived from the Maremma marshland, where these dogs and their shepherds were historically overwintered. Today, these guys are still quite abundant in these areas, but the sheep farming that these dogs once took part in has decreased significantly. The Abruzzi and the Maremmano. The breed is known for their self-reliant, independent, and protective temperament. They are loyal, loving, and sweet dogs to their family, but aloof and reserved with strangers. So don't expect your Maremma Sheepdog to be best friends with new house guests. Find out more about the breed's temperament, grooming, and health as we start our list of top 10 interesting facts about the Maremma Sheepdog. But before we start our list, we'd like to take a moment to express our thanks to all the original Maremma owners on this video. The video would seriously not have been possible without them. So don't forget to check out these adorable dogs from the Instagram profiles that have been linked in the description below. And now, let's begin the list. Number 1. Their history. The Maremma Sheepdog's history is a bit of a mystery, but the most common belief is that their origins lie somewhere intertwined with the ancient Mastiff and developed through the lines of other native mountain dogs a bit more resemblant to wolves. They have been described and depicted throughout history as early as Roman times, the details of which are still quite accurate to the dogs that exist today. The first Maremma was registered in 1898, but a breed standard was not released until 1924. This breed was once considered two separate breeds, the Abruzzi and the Maremmano, each stemming from their own region. These were actually two different countries a few hundred years ago, one from the mountains and the other from the plains, each with only slightly different characteristics in terms of build. In the late 1950s, due to the transhumans occurring in both regions and inherent crossbreeding, it was decided to consider the two breeds one. Only a few short years after, their numbers had dwindled as a casualty of the Second World War. Since then, their numbers have slowly increased, even with the decrease in their uses as traditional guarding dogs, thanks to their rise in popularity as companions. They can now be found around Europe and even in the US and Canada, but they are still considered somewhat rare outside of their home country of Italy. Number 2. Their physical characteristics. Maremma Sheepdogs are large, solidly built canines with deep, rounded chests, muscular loins and thighs, and thick necks. They have large noses with wide nostrils, hanging but mobile V-shaped ears, and almond-shaped eyes with black rims that convey a lively and attentive expression. Their tails are well furnished, set low, and carried level with the back when the dogs are excited. Maremma Sheepdogs are double-coated breed. Their undercoats are only abundant in the winter, while their outer coats consist of long hair that can grow up to 3 inches. The hair on their outer coats is harsh to the touch, straight, and lies flat on their bodies. Their coats include plenty of hair around the neck and fringes on the hindquarters. The hair is shorter on the muzzle, skull, ears, and front of the limbs. These dogs are typically white, although their coat can be shades of ivory, lemon, or pale orange. Number 3. They make great guard dogs. The Maremma Sheepdog is a guard dog first and foremost. These dogs were bred to guard sheep against predators and thieves alike. Typically, they worked in groups of 3 or more. However, most of their encounters would have ended without any actual violence. Their presence was often enough to deter any potential thieves or predators. Today, they still have strict guarding instincts. Even if they are not given livestock to guard, they will attempt to guard their house and people. Sometimes, these dogs will even bond with cats or other household animals and attempt to guard them. Number 4. Their training needs. Maremma Sheepdogs need to be trained from an early age. Due to their strong guarding drive, they require significant amounts of socialization. Otherwise, these dogs may see all strangers as a threat and potentially become aggressive. With the correct socialization, they can be somewhat accepting of strangers in their personal space. And while Maremma dogs are intelligent, they are not the easiest breed to train. Instead, they tend to follow their own instincts rather than listen to their people. The breed is intelligent and can pick up on commands quite easily, but the issue lies with them actually obeying the command when the time comes. A popular training method is for older Maremma Sheepdogs to assist in training younger ones. Formal obedience programs are also helpful. Number 5. They make great family dogs. The Maremma Sheepdog is a solid option for most families, assuming that they're socialized correctly. They bond closely with their family members and are not particularly aggressive toward them. But these dogs are aloof around strangers, which can be a problem for families that commonly host house guests. These dogs are also moderately active and don't require huge amounts of exercise, so they don't necessarily need an active family to adopt them. Number 6. Their compatibility with other pets. Maremma Sheepdogs can get along with other pets with proper socialization. On the one hand, they were bred to work in groups and have a pack mentality. Traditionally, these dogs were usually kept in groups of 3 or 4 in order to be effective against predators. On the other hand, they were also bred to guard their flocks against stray dogs and wolves. This is why the breed is not instantly trusting like some other dog breeds. They're usually fine with other dogs that they are raised alongside. However, your Maremma can be quite aloof toward canines outside the household. Socialization can correct us to a certain extent, but they likely won't be as friendly as some other dogs out there. It's just not in their genetics. But these dogs can get along with cats and other animals well, because they don't have high prey drive. Instead, they were bred to guard what typically be seen as prey animals, so they don't usually have a problem with chasing cats or similar animals. Number 7. They have moderate exercise needs. Maremma sheepdogs are quite large, but they don't need much exercise. The breed is more laid back than most people expect, but they still require some regular exercise, and that includes brisk daily walks. You should plan on exercising them multiple times a day, as one short walk typically isn't enough. A fenced-in yard is highly recommended, simply because these dogs are quite large and need an area to sprawl out in. But remember that you also can't put them in a fenced-in area and expect them to get all the exercise they need. Your pup will lie around and be a bit lazy when left to their own devices, and only get excited and energized when you interact with them. So it's a good idea to plan on their regular exercise, even if they're allowed to roam in a fenced-in area. You'll also need to provide them with plenty of mental stimulation. Puzzle toys and training can also be beneficial for these canines. You can also consider allowing them to sniff whatever they want on their walks, because this can be quite mentally stimulating for them. Number 8. Their grooming needs. Maremma sheepdogs don't need much grooming. Their coat does a good job of staying clean by itself. As a double-coated breed, they have a fluffy undercoat and a smoother top coat. This undercoat can shed quite heavily though. You'll need to use something like a slicker brush to reach this fluffy undercoat and remove the dead fur. Regular brushing will help prevent their fur from ending up all over your house and help keep your dog clean. Also remember that you must never shave your canine. While their fur may be thick, it is built to protect them in the heat and cold. Shaving can interfere with their ability to regulate their body temperature. That said, their tail and belly fur may need a small amount of trimming to help keep them clean. If their belly fur gets too long, it may drag against the ground and pick up extra dirt and debris. You may also need to trim their ear fur. It can trap moisture and dirt in their ears, which can in turn cause ear infections. Their ears are much easier to keep clean if you keep the fur inside them trimmed. These dogs are well known for liking dirt and mud, therefore they will probably need a bath occasionally. Their double coat does a good job at keeping the mud on the outside of their coat, but it can still get caked on. You'll also need to trim their nails. While regular activity can help wear down their nails, dogs rarely get enough exercise on rough ground to accomplish this themselves, so trimming is almost always necessary. Number 9. They are healthy dogs. Maremma sheepdogs are quite healthy, more likely because they were bred as working animals. A sickly dog wasn't going to be a good guard dog, so only the healthiest dogs were typically bred together. Over time, this led to an extremely healthy breed, unlike some other purebred dogs out there. That said, these dogs are prone to a few different health issues, mainly due to their large size. For instance, they're prone to hip dysplasia. This condition occurs when the dog is growing and is caused by a malformation in the hip joint. The large size of these dogs also makes them prone to bloat. This condition occurs when the stomach swells up and potentially twists. Without proper treatment, this condition can quickly be deadly. It is an emergency that requires veterinary attention straight away. This is why you should never miss regular visits to the vet for checkups. You must also discuss any questions or concerns regarding their health with their vet. Number 10. How to find a Maremma sheepdog. The Maremma sheepdog is extremely rare. These guys are mainly found around in their native Italy. Originally, they were used to guard flocks of sheep, but sheep keeping has declined significantly over the last few decades, and so has the availability of the Maremma sheepdog. Finding puppies that someone is willing to sell you is nearly impossible, especially if you're in the United States. In most cases, you'll need to import these dogs. Maremma sheepdogs are not exceedingly expensive for a dog of their size. Puppies are typically at least $1.5 grand, and it's not to find them above $2.5 grand. But this does not include transportation and any other fees associated with getting these dogs. So when combined with shipping and transportation cost, the breed can be quite pricey. And even if you have the budget, you should still expect it to take a while to track down a Maremma puppy. Alright folks, with that we've come to the end of our list of top 10 interesting facts about the Maremma sheepdog. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you have any experience living with one of these amazing herding dogs, let us know about the unique traits in the comments below. Please leave a video a thumbs up if you liked it and share it with your friends and family as well. For more interesting facts on different dog breeds, click on our channel and don't forget to subscribe. Catch you guys in the next one.